Yo, what's good? I'm here to just make a quick video about my guy, about the man, about the God, Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick 2.0. I'm not saying he's better than Michael Vick. I'm just saying the same things that I saw with Michael Vick. If you remember Mike Vick, the should be Hall of Famer, are the same things I'm seeing for Lamar Jackson right now at a young age. Now, if he can get more consistent, I ain't gonna say get more consistent with passing because last week his receivers dropped 5 balls. So while they talking about he had single digit completions, how many drops he have? See, this is how you know he is great because when his receivers don't show up, you know what y'all want to catch the ball? We dropping the ball. I'll run it. Can Baker Mayfield do that? Can Sam Darnold do that? Can any other guy that was drafted in the class with him do those same things? No. The answer is no. Now the crazy thing is that this dude was drafted last of all the quarterbacks that were taken in their first round. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if the Cleveland Browns would have said, you know what? We take Saquon at number 1, and then we'll take Lamar at number 4. You still could have got Bradley. You still could have got Chubb in the second round. So you would have had Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, and Chubb. Wow. Wow. But instead, you get Baker Mayfield and Ward the corner. Saquon and Lamar or Baker and Ward. Which one would you take? That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. But I found some numbers that are very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. This further goes to show you how great and special this dude is, Lamar Jackson. And they keep time and time again trying to discredit this dude. They keep trying to discredit this dude. When it comes to any other quarterback, especially white quarterbacks, they all talk about it don't matter how good it looks as long as they get the win. But when it comes to black quarterbacks, they always move the goalposts. You understand what I'm saying? Steve McNair, we don't know if you can win the game. Donovan McNabb, we don't know if you can win the game. Michael Vick, we don't know if you can throw the ball. Really? But Tim Tebow, y'all talking about this nigga great. Mark Sanchez, the Jets kept him around for 6 fucking years. 6 years. But the Bucks should move away from Jameis Winston. Mark Sanchez versus Jameis Winston. If the Jets had Jameis Winston at quarterback instead of Mark Sanchez, they would have won a couple Super Bowls. Fact. But we're here to talk about Lamar Jackson and the rest of them bum-ass quarterbacks that were drafted above him. These are some interesting numbers. Interesting numbers. The big one, wins and losses. We know who got the best record of all the quarterbacks drafted last year. We all know who got the best record. Lamar Jackson, starting quarterback, is 11-3 as a starting quarterback. 11-3. Sam Darnold, 5-11. Baker Mayfield, 8-11. Josh Rosen, 3-13. Josh Allen, 10-7. From that alone, from Lamar Jackson being 11-3, if he'd been a white guy, they were talking about he's the future of the NFL and how he doesn't do anything but win. But since he's a black guy, a black man, they say that we don't know if it's gonna work. He needs to improve on his passing. For real. The 2 titles that Ben Roethlisberger got, he was a pathetic quarterback. He was garbage. He had one of the greatest defenses in the last 20, 30 years. Not better than the Ravens, but the Steelers were on par with the Ravens. So we can cut the bullshit out. Most of them Super Bowls Tom Brady had, the ones he went to and the ones he won, was won on the strength of a defense. He wasn't scoring 30 points in the Super Bowl. Maybe against Atlanta, when Atlanta took their foot off the fucking gas. But what Super Bowl did he score 30 points in? Besides the ones they lost. But my bad. Besides Atlanta and the one with the Eagles that they lost. They lost the Eagles. They won with Atlanta. So when does he have to put a team on his back, really, and win it all? While they talking this monkey shit. But I digress. Not only does he have the best record at 11-3 by far. Let's talk about this completion percentage. They talking about he can't throw the ball. He cannot. That's what they say. That's what they say. Sam Darnold, 58.8% completion percentage. Josh Rosen, 54.8%. He's supposed to be the most purest pass out of all of them. He 54.8%. Josh Allen, 56.4%. That's Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson, 61%. And guess who's also 61%? Well, 61.7%. Shake and Bake. The number one overall pick, the most accurate passer that we've seen in sometimes. He's the next Drew Brees. He's throwing the same percentage as Lamar Jackson. But they still tell you that they need to see Lamar Jackson see if he can win throwing the ball. But he got the same completion percentage as a dude y'all claim was a dark horse MVP candidate on a team that y'all claim was going to win the AFC North, on the same team that y'all claim they had a chance to go in the Super Bowl. Let's go yards per game. Yards per game. Once you know that Lamar Jackson is averaging 294.4 yards a game, passing and throwing, 294.4 a game. That's more than anybody that was drafted with him. More than anybody that was drafted with him. Baker Mayfield, 283.5 points per game, yards per game. And we know the weapons Baker Mayfield got. He got Njoku. He got Landry. He got Chubb. They just gave him Odell. He got Callaway. Hunt coming in 6 games. So those weapons Baker Mayfield got to play with. Not disrespecting anything that the Baltimore Ravens got. But what weapons Lamar Jackson got? No disrespect to them dudes. But what weapons Lamar Jackson got? But he almost 300 yards a game. Almost 300 yards a game. Sam Darnold, this alleged franchise quarterback, 225 yards a game. And speaking of Sam Darnold, let Lamar Jackson had thrown 5 interceptions in a game this year. Let him throw 5 interceptions at any time. You know the first thing they're going to say? See. I told you he couldn't throw. I told you they can't win with him. I told you they need to draft a quarterback. I told you it was a mistake. But with Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold's going to get better with this. Really? But I digress. Let's continue. So he has the best record, 11-3. Tied for the highest completion percentage with Baker Mayfield at 61%. Has the most yards per game, 294. Baker Mayfield 283. Josh Allen 248. Sam Darnold 225. Josh Rosen 187. And here's a good one. Turnovers per game. Now, I want to bring Jameis Winston into this equation because they talking about Jameis Winston ain't a franchise quarterback because he turns the ball over too much. Ain't that what y'all hear? He's a turnover machine. He's turnover prone. He gives it away. They need to cut bait. He's not a franchise quarterback. Really? Okay. I went and looked at his numbers. In 60 games starting, he has 111 turnovers, which is a lot. But that's 1.85 turnovers a game. That's a lot. Almost 2. But Sam Darnold, this savior of New York, the same Sam Darnold that was taken 3rd of all, the same Sam Darnold from USC, the franchise quarterback, dude averaged more turnovers a game than Jameis Winston. 1.93 per game. But they shouldn't cut bait with him. They shouldn't draft another quarterback. They should stick it out with Sam Darnold because he's going to get better. But the Bucs should cut Jameis Winston. Baker Mayfield, 1.73. I mean, he ain't too far for Jameis Winston. But shake and bake. Really? Josh Rosen, more turnovers. He just trashed. 1.87. Josh Allen, 1.88 turnovers a game. So Josh Allen and Sam Darnold have more turnovers a game than Jameis Winston. But do you hear them talking about maybe Buffalo should get another quarterback? Maybe the Jets should get another quarterback. No, they're saying that get rid of Jameis Winston. But I digress. This is about Lamar Action Jackson. Mike Vick 2.0. Now, as I stated, he got the best record. Has the best completion percentage. Most yards per game. Fewest turnovers. Fewest turnovers. He only got 10 in all his starts. Only 10 turnovers. 8 interceptions, 2 fumbles. 10. Sam Darnold got 31 turnovers. Josh Rosen got 30 turnovers. Josh Allen got 32 turnovers. Shake and bake, he got 33 turnovers. Really? So he has the best win record, best win-loss record, best completion percentage. Well, tied for best completion percentage. Most yards per game, fewest turnovers. Can we keep going? Let's keep going. Let's keep the show going. Let's keep the show going. Touchdowns. Touchdowns. Here we go. Touchdowns. Sam Darnold has 20 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield has 32 total touchdowns. Josh Allen has 28 total touchdowns. Lamar Jackson has 25 total touchdowns. But the thing about the total touchdowns is that, don't you know that Lamar Jackson has played in less games than everyone? Has played in the fewest games than everyone? Lamar Jackson played in 14 games. Baker Mayfield played in 19 games. So in 19 games, he has 32 touchdowns. And in 14 games, Lamar Jackson has 25 touchdowns. So Lamar Jackson averaging a touchdown a game. Basically. So he has the best win-loss record. Tied for best completion percentage. Most yards per game. Fewest turnovers. But they keep saying they need to see him win from the pocket. Out of all the quarterbacks that were taken in their draft, why is he the only one that has a question mark beside his name all the time? Baltimore 5-2. 5-2. And the craziest thing about it is the quarterback, the quarterbacks for the AFC Pro Bowl look like they're gonna be my homeboy, Action Jackson, Deshaun Watson. Can you believe that shit? Now, unless one of them go to Super Bowl, I'm hoping one of them go to Super Bowl. Can you believe that? The AFC will be represented at the Pro Bowl, should be represented by all black quarterbacks. And watch out for young Jacoby Brissett, but that won't get him no shine. If Andrew Luck had the Colts at 4-2, they would say Andrew Luck is an MVP candidate. But Jacoby Brissett is not, because, you know, the structure is so strong and they just support him so much, really. So this is what they do, our black quarterbacks. But they can't stop us. We are the future. They are the future. And watch the next collective bargaining agreement. Watch these $100 million contracts these quarterbacks are getting, they're going to cut their shit off. You know why? Because the next quarterbacks up to get them hundreds of millions of dollars are black quarterbacks. Now, wow. I'm just in awe of this guy, Lamar Jackson, who should have been the number one pick of the draft. And like I said before, Just think about this. The Cleveland Browns could have had Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley and Nick Chubb in the same backfield running read option pass. But they didn't want to do that. You know why? Because Lamar Jackson is black. Let Lamar Jackson name been Baker Mayfield, and he was had the same thing he was doing in college, which he should have won back-to-back Heisman. That was a robbery. But let Lamar Jackson have been white. He would have won the Heisman 3 years in a row. That's one. And two, he would have been the #1 pick of the draft. Fact. So we can cut all the bullshit. We can cut it out. Lamar Jackson, the future, along with Deshaun Watson, my homeboy, Jacoby Brissett, the future of the AFC. And as far as the NFC goes, we got Russ. Mr. Wilson, Russell Wilson. They trying to throw away Cam and they trying to throw away Jameis. It don't matter. One of those should wind up in Chicago because Mr. Trubisky is some straight trash. He's ass. He's garbage. And the crazy thing is, these folks ain't talking about throwing away Mr. Trubisky. Like they talking about throwing away Jameis Winston. Cam Newton won an MVP and took Carolina to the Super Bowl, and they talking about getting rid of his ass. Straight bullshit. But yo, I appreciate the comments. Let me know what y'all think of this one. Holla.